Sessions at Michigan is a registration and attendance tracking system built by Student Life and available to the entire University of Michigan community. It can be used to help manage registrations for training sessions, conferences, symposiums, or track attendance for things like mandatory training sessions or classes. It can be accessed by simply going to sessions.studentlife.umich.edu. To find something to register for, click the Explore tab at the top of every page. Here you will see a list of sessions that you can filter by division and scroll and find something to register for. Once you've found something you want to register for, click the appropriate button and choose how you would like to authenticate. If you have a University of Michigan unique name, choose University of Michigan Web Login. If you do not have a University of Michigan login credential, choose one of the guest login methods on the other side of the page. Once you have logged in, it is as easy as selecting the sessions you want to register for and following through the registration process. To create sessions, you must first log in. Click the link at the top right of every page. Guest accounts can only register for sessions. They cannot create. So be sure to use your University of Michigan unique name and click University of Michigan Web Login to log in. Once you have logged in, you will see a Create button appear at the top of every page. Click that to begin the process. What you are creating at the beginning is what we call a track. A track is a container that contains all the things for managing your event. This could be the actual sessions people sign up for, their registrations and attendances, or communications that you send out about the track. Begin by giving your track a name. You can also give your track a description and use the buttons above to format your description as you would like. Enter a contact email for your track. This is the email that all correspondence that goes out from your track will have a reply to from. So if people register for your track, any sessions within that track, or you send out messages, this will be the address that information will go to if they reply to that message. We offer 3 different options for creating sessions. The first is just a single session. Users arrive at the track and click register and sign up. The second is multiple sessions. When users arrive at the track, they will see options of different sessions and they can choose one of these sessions to sign up for. The third is a conference type. This is like a conference or symposium where you would have Monday morning breakout sessions, perhaps a lunch, Monday afternoon sessions, and users can sign up for one session from each of these sets. We will start out simple with a single session. Ask additional questions when a user registers. This option allows you to create a form where you can ask additional things of the user when they register. We already collect, of course, who the user is, their unique name, their UMID, their name, but this is useful for gathering additional information that might be specific to your sessions. All tracks must be owned by a group. Choose a group at the bottom, or one will be automatically created for you. If a group is created for you, you will be the only person in it, and you will have to add additional people to give them access for things like managing registrations or editing your session times. Click Set Up Sessions to continue. Since we are only creating one session, it is as simple as filling out this next form. Give your session a name, a time where it will happen, an end time if needed. You can enter a presenter, location, or live stream information if your event is happening virtually. Again, you can enter a description if you would like. By default, all sessions will allow as many people who want to register. By clicking the Limit Attendees button, you can put a limit on the amount of people who register. In this example, we will make that 5. This send notification when session is filled to capacity option will send an email to the address we entered on step 1 when your session is filled to capacity. If you would like to allow people to be on a wait list, you can also enter that option. People who are on the wait list will be automatically registered if someone drops ahead of them. They will also receive an email confirmation that they are fully registered when that happens. Click Create to save your session and continue to the next step. Because we selected to ask additional questions of a user when they register back on step 1, we are now presented with the form creation step. If you have already created forms and questions from other tracks, you can use this form below to choose which form you would like to copy into this track when people register. To create new questions, click Add Questions for all users registering. You will now be presented with our form builder. On the left, you can build your form by asking questions, and on the right, you will see a preview, what users will see when they fill out your form when registering. Click Add a Field to add a question. Enter your question at the top. We offer several different types of field types that you can choose from: a short text field, a longer text field, several options that validate, a date field, an on-off checkbox, and other options we will detail below. First, choose short text field. You can see that this is how users would enter text into this. Since I asked for a number, I will make sure that that validates to a numeric value. The list of options gives you an additional field at the bottom here for the options you would like to appear in your drop-down list. Separate each option on a new line. When we view the preview, we will see our options here. You can make fields required, which makes users have to fill out an option for one of these. A few other options we have are star ratings and heading text, if you would like to just enter some boilerplate information for users to view. Click Save to save your form changes. You will also see a preview when you return to this page. You may now continue to the next step. The final step in setting up your sessions is various registration settings. By default, your sessions are public, allowing anyone to register and promoted on Sessions at Michigan under the Explore tab. If you would like to still allow anyone to register, but you would like to distribute the registration link yourself, choose Unlisted. You will need to give users who need to register the link to the track. Pending allows users to sign up, but they are not fully registered until a manager of the track approves them for their registration. They will receive a confirmation email when you approve them. Restrictive only allows users that you enter into the system or upload as a list to be able to access your sessions and sign up for them. By default, speaker, location, the description of your sessions are publicly available on the site, even to anonymous users who have not yet logged in. If you would like to hide this information and only make it viewable after people log in but before they register, choose Require Login to view details. Users can authenticate to Sessions at Michigan using their University of Michigan web login unique name or with their Google, Twitter, or Microsoft personal accounts. If you would like to prevent the Google, Twitter, or Microsoft accounts from registering for your track, choose this option. Users authenticating with web login, either with their unique name or friend account, will still be able to register. Registration can only happen for your sessions when the track is published. You can publish the track by simply clicking this button. You can use this option to spend some time building your track before you're ready for people to register, or to end registration early before your sessions occur by unchecking the Published option. You can also schedule Published to be turned on and off automatically at certain dates and times. If your track is public and listed on Sessions at Michigan, you can choose the audience or the department that this track will be listed under. This does not affect who can register for your sessions. You can enter some confirmation page text after users register. When users register, they will be given the option to add their sessions to their calendar and shown a confirmation of their registration information. This text will be displayed on that page. If you are a member of the University of Michigan community using Salesforce, you can send your registration and attendance data to your Salesforce organization by filling out this form below. Now that you have created all the settings for your track, click Save Changes, and you will be presented with a page that shows you all the other things on Sessions at Michigan you can do with your sessions. Now that we have created our sessions on the site, the first thing we can do is view the session that we just created. You will see the session that users can register for on this page. Simply click Register to sign up. Here is our form, questions that we entered. We can enter a number, and we can choose a color, just as we requested on the form. We can then see a preview of our registration and fully register. To return to that page, simply click Tracks I Can Manage and choose my test track from the system. I can go back in and edit and change my selections as I want. I can begin with changing from single to multiple sessions. As mentioned before, with a single session, users just register for that session. Multiple sessions allow users to choose one session from a list, and they can choose which session they want to sign up for. If you would like them to be able to sign up for more than one session, choose Override Session Registration Restrictions. Now, when I return to the next page to set up my sessions, I get a new button for Add New Time or Location. Filling out this form in the same manner that we did before creates a second session in the system. Users can register for one of these two sessions. I can also import and export my session configuration if I have sessions already on the system that I would like to copy into this track. If I choose Conference Type and return to my Times tab, now my sessions are grouped into what we call sets. You get one set for the initial setup of your track, but I can add a second set here. It takes me to create a session inside of that set. Now, a user registering could sign up for session A or B, and then in addition, session C, since it is in a separate set. A preview of this is shown if you return to the last page, preview your sessions. You will see that I'm already signed up for session A, but now I can also sign up for session C. To grant access for other users to be able to edit the sessions within your track or manage registration or attendances, choose Edit Track. Scroll all the way down to the bottom and view the group that you either created or chose when you created the track. If you have an existing group in the system, say for your unit with all the members of your unit within it, you can simply use that group every time you create a track, and all those people will be given access to each track you create. Otherwise, if you need to manage who is in that group, click Manage Members. We offer 3 different levels of users that you can have within your group. Associates can manage registrations and attendees. Managers can do all of that, but also edit the times, locations, the tracks, the things that you have within your track. An administrator can do all those things, but also manage this membership of your group list. To add someone, simply enter their unique name and choose a role. To remove someone, choose Remove User when viewing them in this group. Always be sure to scroll all the way down to the bottom and choose Update to save your changes. To return to a track after you have created it, after logging in, simply click your name. If your track happens in the future, it will appear on the dashboard under Upcoming Tracks I can manage. You can choose the drop-down arrow or Edit Track to get to various options within your track. After clicking one of these, if you would like to jump to a different area, a handy navigation feature is to click the name of your track in the breadcrumb list at the top, and you can jump around to different operations that you can do within your track. If your track has happened in the past, or you do not see it in that list, simply click View All on the dashboard to view all historical tracks that you have created in the system. After publishing your track, you can view it yourself by clicking the View link. If you would like to share your track with other users to register, click Sharing Options. You will be given a permalink that you can share, a shortened version of that, or a QR code that is good for smartphones to scan for printed materials where you would not want the entire permalink to have to be entered by a user. You can also get permalinks to each individual session by editing your track, going to Times, and viewing the permalink link that is available for each session. Once your track is published on the site, users can register. To view who is registering, click your name at the top of any page and view your track in the Upcoming Tracks I Can Manage section of your dashboard. If you expand this list and click Manage Registration, you will be taken to the registration area. If you only have one session in your track, you will view it immediately. If you have multiple sessions like we do for this one, open this drop-down list and choose the session you want to view. There are different types of users that you can see in this list. The first is someone who registered by a unique name. Clicking their name will give you more information about their registration, who they were registered by, when they were registered, and their form responses. If you click back to List, we will see a different registration here. A string of numbers with an @ and google.com, live.com, or twitter.com is someone who is registered via social login. Clicking their name will show you more information about them as well, with their actual email address in this deeper view. If you see someone in the list who shouldn't be registered, simply click the checkbox next to their name and click Drop Selected Registrations. If they're registered for many things in your track, you can choose this option below to drop all their registrations for any sessions within this track. Once you have dropped them, they will be moved into the Dropped Users tab, where you can see their information still for historical purposes. Anyone on the waitlist will appear in the Waitlisted Users tab. You can manually move them off the waitlist by checking the box that will appear if someone is in the waitlist. This will also allow you to go over the maximum registration amount that you have entered for your session. Since you are a track manager, you can choose whether to add additional people off the waitlist, even if it goes over the maximum registration amount. The final tab that we see here is Invited Users. If you're using the restricted track type, users must be in this invited list to be able to register for your session. You can also just use this to send an email invitation for users to register. Simply enter a unique name and a message, and it will send an email asking them to register for your sessions. You will be able to view their progress below once you have entered users. If you have a large list of users to add as invitations, click Upload List and you will be shown how you can upload a list of users that can be invited to your track. If you would like to manually register someone who has not registered themselves, click Add User and click Manually Register User. Enter a unique name, Again, you can override the limits of your maximum registrations for your sessions by keeping this checkbox checked. Unchecking it will either error if the session is full or register someone on the wait list if a waitlist seat is available. Choose the session that they should register for. Note that if your session again is limited, you will see the limit and how many seats are available here. If you have a form and have form responses for this user, you can enter them here. If you don't, as a manager, you can also skip this process. When returning to this session, we now see them listed. If you would like to export your registration data from Sessions at Michigan, we offer downloads. If you are not viewing a specific session, click Download All Registrations. You will be given the option to choose additional form fields about your session, the registration information, form responses, and the user, and you can just click Download Spreadsheet, and it will download to your computer. If you're reviewing a specific session, you will just get a download of that session's registrations. Click Download this session's registrations. Again, choose what fields you would also like to see in this download. You can also export this download directly into Google Drive. Click Open Spreadsheet in Google Drive. You will see a progress bar as your spreadsheet is sent to Google Drive, and then a preview. If you open this spreadsheet in Google Sheets, you can reshare or do normal spreadsheet operations with your registration results. To record attendance for your sessions, navigate to the Manage Attendance section. Sessions that happen today will be highlighted in green. Choose a session to take attendance for by opening the Take Attendance drop-down and choosing Select on Screen. You will see who's registered for your session. Simply click their name to set them as attended. If you made a mistake, you can always undo your last attendance. If you would like to set attendance for someone who is not pre-registered, enter their unique name into the form at the top. Hit Return, and they will be set as attended. Kiosk mode removes these operations and the Chrome from the page if you would like to set up a computer or an iPad and let users check themselves in by tapping their own name. To allow users to check themselves in as attended for one of your sessions, choose Self Check-in. By default, Self Check-in is not enabled or open for any session. Self Check-in will be available as a link or a QR code until the date and time that you choose. By default, the time ends at 1/2 hour after your session ends. These links will no longer be active once that happens. If you would like to preview the QR code and link before opening Self Check-in, say to add to your presentation materials, click Preview. These links are not yet active, but they will be the same links when you go live. You can choose whether you would like unregistered users to be able to self-check-in. Once you open self-check-in, direct users to this QR code or link. If users visit that link or scan the QR code with their mobile phone, they will be set as attended. You will see those attendances pop up as they happen. If someone is having trouble either visiting the link or using their QR code with their smartphone, you can manually check people in by entering their unique name. You can close self-check-in at any time. If you don't think you will have an internet connection on the day of attendance, we offer a method called Printable Sign-In List. This simply gives you a printable version of a sign-in chart that you can print, pass around, and have people take attendance at your event. If you found that people are set as attended that shouldn't be, or the reverse, you can always go to Manual List and remove or set people as attended by checking the appropriate boxes. You can also manually register people the same way that we did on the Select on Screen method by entering their unique name. You can always download information from sessions for your attendance. Choose the fields you like, and you can download a spreadsheet or open your spreadsheet in Google Drive as we did for registration. If you've taken attendance for your sessions in a system outside of Sessions at Michigan and you would like to get your data into this system, you can always upload a spreadsheet into Sessions. You can upload unique names or UMIDs and provide the date that they attended if you have that information. This spreadsheet will be dumped into Sessions at Michigan with all the attendances that you had recorded. Note that you do not have to use pre-registration to use attendance in Sessions at Michigan. You could actually put your sessions into the system, leave them unpublished, and then upload or manually register attendance and get your data into Sessions at Michigan for reporting and tracking purposes. If you would like to download all your attendance data that you have recorded, choose Download All Attendance when you're not viewing a specific session. Choose the fields you would like and open your spreadsheet in Google Drive. You will see a list of everyone who's attended any session in your track. Another interesting way of seeing this data once you've taken attendance is download results by user. Instead of seeing each person per session, what you will see is a list of each person that has interacted with your track. You will then have a column showing what sessions they registered or attended for. For instance, here we see that Mark attended 2 sessions. He is not listed twice as if we downloaded all results like we did before, but only once, and you can see what was registered and what was attended. To manage communications with those who have registered or attended sessions in your track, choose Send a Message. When you first enter this part of the site, you will see that there are already 3 possible messages that are automated by the system here for you. This is a message that is sent as confirmation when users register for sessions in your track. A reminder message that is sent 24 to 48 hours before the session occurs to remind users that their session is coming up. You can also opt in to having a post-attendance message sent to users as a follow-up after they have attended your sessions. You can edit these automated messages by clicking the link to the right. The registration message allows you to enter some text. Once you click Save Changes, you will see a preview of how this will look in the registration confirmation email that users will receive. You can see my text here. This is useful for reminding users of things they have to do after registering for your sessions. Returning to that area, we can also edit the reminder message. Note that this message can be deactivated if you would not like to send a reminder message to your users. You can also deactivate this message if you would like to send your own custom reminder message to users, either through Sessions at Michigan or by some other means. As with the registration notification, we can also enter some text here, and you will see a preview if you do that. Save changes. You will be notified that your changes are saved, and you can turn on the attendance message in the same manner. To send a custom message to users involved with your track at any time, choose Create and Send a New Message. This works similar to sending an email. Your To involves the track. You can send to the entire track or specific sessions. The sessions will tell you who's registered or attended. If you use the entire track, you can also choose to send to members of the group that owns the track if you would like to send out communications to your other people that are managing your track. You can also send a message to users who have invited, or send a reminder message to users who have been invited but have not yet registered. Choosing a session allows you to send messages to users who have been registered, attended, both registered and attended, or are on the wait list. The waitlist functionality is good if you add an additional session and you would like people to register for it instead of having to wait for someone else to drop. To send a message, I will choose a session. I will send this to registered users only. And now I will enter my subject and a message. Sending the message shows this information screen. If I go back to messages, I can see this message in here and it will tell me how many need to be sent and how many have been sent. You can go in and edit your message and cancel if you would like. Note that if messages have already been sent to users, they will receive them. If you have canceled your message before anything has been sent out, no one will receive your message. The third option for sending a message to users is when a session changes that has users registered for it. For example, let's say I edit this session C, which I know has at least one registered user. If I change the time that this session happens, it would be nice to notify the users that this has changed. When I save this session, the system will discover that there are registered users and alert me to this fact. Clicking the button will pre-populate a message to those users. It selects the session to registered users and gives some information in here about what has changed to the session. You can go and add anything else that you would like to this message. Clicking Send Message will put this message in the queue like any others and notify the users that something has changed about that session. Earlier we showed how to ask questions of users in the registration process. If you would like to ask additional questions as a follow-up either after users have registered or after they've attended one of your sessions, navigate to the Manage Surveys area. If you have already created a survey, you can copy an existing survey by clicking this button. You can make modifications after copying a survey and reuse forms easily. To create a brand new survey, click the Create a New Survey button. This brings you to a form builder that is similar to the form builder that we created when setting up our track. Simply add a field, choose the type, and you will see a preview on this side. We can add an additional field, and always be sure to save your form changes after creating your survey. If you have multiple sessions in this track, you can ask the user if their response relates to a specific session. This will create a drop-down in the form of the survey, and they can choose what session that this response relates to. Once you've created a survey, filling it out is as simple as sharing this link with somebody. If they visit the form, they can fill out, choose the form responses that are appropriate to them, and submit. Once they've submitted their response, we can now see their response here. If we would like to view their response, navigate to View Responses. You can see who responded, the date they responded, and view information about their response, seeing their form field responses here. You can also view survey responses graphically, or you can get a downloadable export of your survey responses like we did for registrations and attendances. These responses can also be downloaded and exported into Google Drive. So far, we have not actually shared this survey with anybody. To do that, simply go to Send Survey in a Message, and this will navigate you to the messaging section that we detailed earlier. It pre-populates the link to the survey and by default sends to attended users, but you can change who you would like to send it to like you can with any message. In addition to being able to export and download information about registered and attended users in your track, we also provide a section that shows basic statistics about response to your track. Here you can view the total users who have registered for any session, total users who have attended any session, and the percentage of those users who registered and then also went on to attend. If your registrations are spread out over multiple days, you can see response per day in a graph at the bottom. Answers to common questions and links for how to get support for Sessions at Michigan is available on our About page. Scroll down to the bottom of any page and click About. The first important link on this page is our comprehensive help document. This document details all features and settings available on Sessions at Michigan, most of which we have already covered in these videos. If you would like to be notified as we roll out new features and functionality to Sessions at Michigan, join our M Community group, Sessions at Michigan Announcements. We send out email notifications whenever we release new features and functionality. You can view our feature roadmap below. If you're interested in purchasing a magnetic stripe card reader that works with the M-Card swiping functionality in attendance, you can find links to one available on CDW here or at Amazon. These are card readers that we test with each release to make sure that they still work. Finally, if you have support questions that are not included in any of these documentation or videos, you can always contact us by filling out this form.